Hundreds of different crops are grown right here in the Sacramento Valley, and that makes this region a great place to learn about agriculture. We tagged along with some Japanese students who are doing just that.
Converting them over here, and we're going to be putting those in here in the next couple of weeks.
We are with Casey Stone. He is a cattle rancher and partner with Yolo Land and Cattle. And Casey, you often have visitors from other countries come here. What are they learning?
Well, usually we have kids from agricultural colleges, Japan, Singapore. We have chefs come from Singapore. They want to learn about how we produce beef and food in California and America. The beef students we get, they want to learn about modern beef practices in California. Some of them might take that information home. Each country uses different technologies and has different ways of doing things, and it's interesting for them to see the way that we produce beef. We try to be, professional for them. We want them to feel good about our product, because some of these countries are resistant sometimes to importing our beef, so we want to put on a good face for the foreign groups to say, come buy USA beef. That's what it's all about, is trying to sell our product.
And Casey, you said about once a month you have visitors come here, and what are they most surprised about when they get here to the ranch?
Most of the groups we get are from countries where land is pretty tightly controlled. Some of the Asian countries, even like China, you think with a big country like China, they have big expanses of land, but most of their animals are done in confined facilities, even the big animals. So they're really amazed when they come out here and see the wide open space that we have on this ranch. It blows their mind. I mean, most of these operations, say Korea, for example, I think a lot of their average size is probably 50 to 100 cows. We get out here to where you're doing, 700, 800 cows, and it's the scope of that, even though we're not that big compared to some producers, the scope of that really surprises them. But it's basically the open space is pretty overpowering for them.
And the Sacramento Valley is a great place, obviously, for being a cattle rancher. Why is this region so good for ranching, and how do you tell people from other countries about the bounty that is here?
Well, the reason that this area is good for ranch is the same reason it's good for all of agriculture. We're in a very mild temperate zone. The Sacramento Valley, historically, that was how this valley was founded, was on beef and wheat. Turn of the century, before the gold rush. You've got on the coastal range, you have gentle rolling hills all the way over to the coast, up and down the state, and you've got the Sierras on the other side. Both provide excellent forage for livestock, sheep and cattle. It's a natural fit.
And we should talk about the drought actually within this story, because I noticed you were talking to the students from Japan today and mentioning the drought. Now, Japan has had more rain in one day than we've had in a long time. So how do you send that message about water and ranching to students, say, from Japan?
Well, last year conditions were a little bit different. We were actually in worse condition last year. If we toured the ranch, all of our reservoirs were completely empty. So people could, and this ranch is a water deficit to begin with. People could really see the impact when you see dry beds in the bottom of your reservoirs, that yes, this is a serious problem. This year, because of the way the rains came, we have water in the reservoirs. It's not as bad, but statewide it's still an ongoing issue. So it's hard to educate some of these folks from areas where they have a lot of water and they just don't appreciate what California's going through right now.